Tato movie guy. Okay.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Maybe welcome for the very first time. Today's video we will be discussing Ryusuke Hamaguchi's latest film, Wheel of Fortune and Fantasy. This was in competition at the Berlin Film Festival this year, which I was very lucky enough to attend virtually, of course. And it was probably my joint most anticipated film along with New Hong Sang-soo Introduction. The review will be here somewhere. But still, Hamaguchi has really grabbed my attention over the last few years. I've been lucky enough to see Happy Hour a few years ago when it was doing so well at Locarno. Again, Asako 1 and 2 at Cannes. He really is a director that has grabbed my attention because I really love the vibrancy of his writing and the way that he just lets stories unfold in such a natural way. And I think his female focus as well is something that's quite different, even though he is a male director making female-led films. I think he is on par with the Pedro Almodovars of the world, where he actually gives justice to women. So, enough talking, let's get discussing. Wheel of Fortune and Fantasy is a series of short stories about an unexpected love triangle, a failed seduction trap, and an encounter that results from a misunderstanding, told in three movements to depict three female characters and trace the trajectories between their choices and regrets. Right, this film was beautifully human and a tremendous odyssey of life that I found to be utterly refreshing and very compelling. And what I really enjoyed about this kind of 40-minute dissections of situations that people are in is that each one kind of mirrors each other. And I think this is what we get from Hamaguchi, is that he enjoys to kind of like bring these parallels. And I think if you go back to Asako 1 and 2, we see this idea of mirroring again. But here it's kind of a bit more of there is no relation to all three stories, but the experiences that they go through is something that kind of really drives the narrative. And he mainly focuses on love, tension, the past, and the intricacies of relationships, really. And I think here these kind of twists and turns that each story take are quite strange and a bit more concrete than your usual type of film, but it's just done in such with such natural vigor. And this natural vigor is something that I really love about Hamaguchi. It doesn't feel forced. It really unfolds in such a beautiful and profound way. And I think also what I found interesting here was there was a bit more of a discussion of sex, which is something that Hamaguchi hasn't exactly focused concretely on before. Especially in the second story, I thought it was a very profound way. Because the thing is with Hamaguchi, he makes drama. And he's not a director of the chanson variety where he just goes full blown, sex erotica. This was a very poignant way of discussing sexuality and being comfortable within your own body. And even though there is no eye contact between the protagonists or anything like this kind of becoming yourself was a lot more interesting. And again, isolation is a massive part of this film, being alone and not really understanding your feet in the world. When you're by yourself, even your demons are really catching up with you. And again, these correlations with the mirroring just make it ever so more interesting. As the piano plays in between each story, it kind of weaves and connects them all together. We have a story called Magic, or Something Less Assuring, Door Wide Open, and Once Again. And it's very hard to pick which one is the strongest because they all equally have a very strong story to tell. But I think when we look back at this, Once Again is probably the one that really defines the title of the film, because it talks about fortune and fantasy. This is something that really goes into it. Hamaguchi's asking you, what is reality, what is fantasy, and what is fate? And I think that's what's so compelling about a director, is he is asking you questions after you finish the film. It's not like this concrete sentence of an idea or anything like that. It just is something that you would like to discuss with people. And I think that is what one of the strong messages about this film is. The magic of life can bring a lot of fortune to you, but also it can bring a lot of regret. And they are cautionary tales at times, and it really just all binds together into something quite special. And I really love this film. At the moment, I would say it is my favourite film of the year so far, and it's what, the 8th of March right now. So let's see how far that's going to survive. But I loved the cast here. They all give very beautiful performances. I loved every word that was said in this film. It is beautifully shot. It's very natural within its execution. It doesn't really need this kind of like highbrow sense of cinema. It's very still. The camera moves when it needs to move, but usually we have two people in the room and they're just talking. And I loved it. I genuinely loved this film, and I think Hamaguchi is becoming one of my most sought after directors that I want to see more of his films, because it's very difficult to see his earlier films in the West at the moment, so I'm going to go on a venture with it. So that was my Wheel of Fortune and Fantasy review. Please let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the film if you have seen it, and if you haven't, let me know what your favourite Hamaguchi film is, or if you want any advice on where to go with him, just ask. The comment section is always open, and if you want to follow me on Letterboxd or Twitter or Instagram, whatever you want, it's all down here somewhere. Like, share, subscribe, do as you please. The support I'm getting at the moment, appreciate it very much, and I hope it continues, because I enjoy making these videos for you. I don't make any money from this, so go for it. Just join me on my journey. It's all good. I hope you enjoyed my what I saw at Glasgow Film Festival video. I'm going to be doing the same with Berlin. I actually watched 21 films in 5 days. I've got a lot to talk about, but if you want some more detailed reviews, my written reviews are on moviemarker.co.uk, which a link is down here also, so please go over there to read any of my reviews if you want to. And then I'll be taking a little break for a week before I start South by Southwest Film Festival. 4 festivals, yeah, in 3 months. So it's a lot of fun. Very lucky, very fortunate. I hope you're all doing well, and as we normally say on this channel, arigato, merci beaucoup, arigato, dankeschön, bitteschön, all the shuns, and obviously, never change. Bye.